Yeah, absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head. Any agency who's dealing with any service-based industry, certainly customer-facing are the ones that are key because, well, as we know, more than 80% of customers these days look to reviews before they hire or book service. And that goes along the entire customer journey before, in their early decision-making phases, all the way up to that last click where they're getting in touch with you. And we're looking to highlight those reviews to those customers throughout that journey. But I should also add that it's not just limited to B2C businesses. A lot of B2B businesses can benefit from reviews as well. You want to know before you get in bed with another company long term or even short term that they, take care of their customers, they take care of their partners. It's great to know what kind of reputation a company has. And more importantly, these days, a company, any business, should be looking to own and manage their reputation from the get-go. They should be built into their marketing strategy so that they can define their reputation and have their customers echo that back to them in their reviews. That's when you know it's really, really working. And you'd love to see that sort of feedback that you've been working hard to craft and that sort of persona or that sort of expertise that you've been looking to crack echoed back to you in your reviews. So Google, Facebook obviously continue to be the number one and number two places to get reviews. Nice Job does a great job of helping you as those are our two defaults. But certainly, you as an agency, you can also leverage Nice Job once you become a partner to have those reviews come in from your own customers, to be able to leverage those, to be able to understand the power of Nice Job in collecting those reviews, but more importantly, leveraging those reviews. And most traditionally, the space of reputation and reviews online has been defined as reputation management. And we're working hard to craft a new sort of slant on that, and that is reputation marketing. Reputation management is sort of the old way of thinking where you monitor, you listen for reviews, you hope that you get them, and when you do get them, you may or may not respond to them because you're more or less listening. Reputation marketing is all about being able to grab the bull by the horns, define your reputation, and then once you have those great 4-star reviews coming in, you can leverage those to attract new customers, bring in new sales, new leads, and more business. It's all about leveraging your great reputation to grow your business. So I'll start the screen share now to take you through a little bit of a sort of PowerPoint. It gives you some breakdowns of some of these points and sort of walks you through it. I promise you it won't be as least boring as possible. Let's see if I can go full screen. There we go. So as I said, reputation marketing is sort of the new way of doing things. We're going to explain to you how we can sort of leverage that for you. First, I'll break down how we work together with our agencies so you know exactly what you're getting into from the start. We have various programs through our partnership program, but we'd love to bring all of you on in various stages. We'd love to work with you in a way that works best for you and your customers. We know each agency works a little bit differently with the frequency of communications to your customers, whether communications come directly from us to your customers, whether you want to manage all of that. We're happy to work with you in whichever way you deem best, but you can leverage Nice Job in a number of ways to both collect those reviews from your customers, but more importantly, to leverage those to drive new business and new sales, which is going to make us all look great. So we predominantly work with 4 main verticals, though, like I said, that works for a variety of industries. Home services is definitely number 1. We see a lot of those businesses, and that runs the gamut from plumbers to electricians to painters and window washers. Professional services is a big follow-up, and we've just actually integrated a integration with Clio, the largest legal management software, which I know Smith.ai does as well, so there's a great synergy there. And that includes lawyers, bookkeepers, accountants, the traditional white-collar businesses that also really benefit from having a great reputation, because I find that is an industry that traditionally hasn't thought a lot about reviews or hasn't certainly benefited from integrating those into the marketing. I know when I'm looking for a lawyer, I want to know what kind of experience I'm getting into, and having a great review from a previous customer is going to go a long way towards solidifying that for me. Of course, health and wellness, doctors, dentists, chiropractors. That also runs down into the bit more service industries such as yoga studios and physiotherapists and so on and so forth, all the way down the list. And then, of course, travel and tourism, hotels, B&Bs, any kind of tourism operator definitely greatly benefits that. And we do have an integration with TripAdvisor to benefit those businesses. The obviously primary use cases for Nice Job and your use of Nice Job with your agency is the automated review collection. We love to be able to set you up, and Nice Job was definitely designed as a set it and forget it system so that you can enable Nice Job on both the front end through our integration partners and the back end with our automation of publishing to those platforms, so that as soon as a job or a trigger is triggered or an action is triggered in your front end CRM or business software, that automatically triggers a Nice Job review to fire on the back end. So that you know that as soon as you're doing your day-to-day operations, that customer is getting the review request. Once that review request is coming in, it automatically gets shared to your website through social proof, as we have here. Automated publishing of the reviews to your website in a little widget we have as well, so that highlights and increases your SEO. And of course your social media, which increases your engagement rate and the visibility of your site when anybody's visiting. Customers love to see new reviews, not just on your website, of course, which benefits your SEO, but on your social media. It shows that your business is active, it's professional, it's taking great care of customers, and it's giving them the case study and the proof behind that. Our price points for our products run from $45 to $100 per month. The $100 is for the website product, which I'll get into shortly, but our standard reviews product is $75 a month, which is a sweet spot for any business to really be able to have a product that's working for them, that doesn't break the bank. For our agency partners, we have free accounts for you, as I mentioned previously, so you can really use Nice Job, get to know the benefits of it, and then leverage that both to onboard customers underneath of your account, as well as to solicit reviews from your account, as well as to showcase that and demo that to your customers. We do offer white label. We normally ask that you have about 25 customers on the account to provide that sort of level of support and such, but we can definitely discuss in various cases of that. And we do have both the referral and the reseller model. Service number one is, of course, our reviews product. It's our bread and butter. It's what we're known best for. We are predominantly using that service to drive new business, and certainly that works just as well for your customers as well. The three main benefits of the reviews product are that it collects reviews automatically and easily through our integration partners, and I'll show you those shortly. You can share those reviews to your website and social media, as I mentioned, but the best part is that sharing can include photos and customer stories. So we don't just share the 5-star review in a simple post, which you can and still looks great on social media or the website. But what we can also allow you to do and add a lot of service and recurring revenue doing is including a photo either at the time of the review request or thereafter, having that paired with a little bit of a social story, so you can talk about, a message of thanks to that customer for their loyalty. You can talk about how this job was very challenging and how you overcame those challenges, or you can just simply thank their customer for the business. It provides that extra level of customer touch and that extra level of customer service that I know a lot of customers appreciate seeing. It shows that you're really caring about your customers, that you're really engaging with them, and that you're taking the time to respond to their reviews, because, a lot of customers, they'll leave a review and they know it means a lot to a business, but without that response to that review or without that acknowledgement of the review, there's really no sort of post-purchase benefit. They don't get that buzz again when they see that you've referred or returned to that review. When you do, it gives them that extra post-purchase high when they say, oh, this customer and this company really does care about me, because they are taking the time to acknowledge the time that I spent to leave that review and respond to it. And of course, you can create compelling ads with those reviews. So once you have a post with a 5-star review, a photo, and a great review, you can then take that, share that to your social media accounts, and easily turn that into a Facebook ad or a Google ad, do some PPC, some SEM marketing with that, and really start to see that compelling post convert new business for you. Of course, our convert websites, as I mentioned previously. Our convert websites are great, very affordable, about $100 a month to get per month on the subscription plan. We have a $399 setup fee, and that's just one time. All of our websites are fully on-page SEO optimized. We have strong call to actions, and that's because we give a clear breakdown of the process that customer can experience when they're getting involved with you. So we love to sort of break down the simple processes of the sales, the visit, what they can experience in store perhaps, and then we follow that up with very strong call to actions for them to get in touch with you by phone, by web form, or by email. And we have tracking on all of those avenues so we can see what leads are coming in, and that confirm that we're converting, because we actually do in most cases offer a conversion rate guarantee of at least 10% better than your last website, or a minimum of 4% if you don't have those numbers. So it's a really strong and compelling offer to give your clients, because you know that no matter what, if they don't hit those marks in the first 3 months, we're going to offer you the setup fee and the monthly fees back for free in return. And we're going to keep it free until we hit those marks, because this is a product we stand by. And we do that because we know that over thousands of websites, we have our design practices are really refined. We have, a ton of data to show, what's really going to convert a business or a customer in a specific business industry. And then, of course, we have the reviews to back it up and to push them over the edge whenever they're sort of waffling or when they get to your website, because we know with all of those reviews and social proof on your website, it's going to increase those numbers more and more to get into touch with you. I think the actual stats are with a social proof widget on your website, the little pop-up that'll showcase recent reviews and bookings as well if you have their CRM integrated. It actually increases your conversion rate by about 10 to 15%. Likewise, if you have your reviews predominantly displayed somewhere on your website, that's increasing your conversion rate by another 15 to 20%. So some really big boosts there. Those numbers and those leads can all get pulled into Smith AI so that they can see in their CRM, who to follow up with, who's been engaging with you. We also have some great new products coming down the pipeline, including the employee leaderboard. So you'll be able to attribute individual reviews to individual employees, so you know which of your customers, or which of your employees, are really killing it, and which of your customers have really taken to which employees. That maybe you can refine your interactions with them so that you know that their favorite employee is going to be dealing with them on a regular basis, or at least you know which of your employees are doing phenomenally well. With Attractive Success in a typical partnership, the first 15 to 30 days is us getting to know each other. Certainly with your free account, you can start to leverage NiceJob to try it out for yourself, to see some success in bringing in reviews from your own customers. We really want you to be a champion of NiceJob, not because we're paying you, not because you're getting a financial benefit from it, but because you yourself are seeing the benefits from it for your business. And that includes, you're using that social proof and those reviews on your website to attract your own new customers, because I know that makes a big difference even for our agency clients. For the 14 to 60 days, we can start to bring on your first client, help them really get set up for success, whether you want you to manage the onboarding process with us backing you up, or whether you want just to hand it all off to our team. The reason that NiceJob has such a great reputation in the industry overall is because our customer success team is absolutely phenomenal at being there for your customers, being there for our customers, responding to queries quickly, and then our welcome calls and our usual onboarding involves a lot of touch points with their customers to make sure that their platform is set up for success and that they are starting to see traction from day one. In many cases, we're happy to offer a free to 20 reviews platform or offer. So it's a promotion where we won't charge you for your customer's account until they are getting up to 20 reviews. Now that's typically for start businesses that are just starting out, but we're happy to look at that for any businesses that haven't really been doing a lot of review collection, or that just starting, or that really haven't seen much great success with that. We want the product to prove itself, and we'll happily keep it free until we hit that 20 review mark for you. Creating your sales funnel, certainly we can help you get all of the assets that you need to sell not only NiceJob, but a reputation marketing or reputation management, depending on how you want to define it. We'll hope you join us on reputation marketing as we start to really define that industry. But yeah, we're happy to give you any kind of assets you need, social graphics, sell sheets to really allow you to sell this as a product to your team. We can address some frequently asked questions later on as to some rebuttals that you might get for customers as why they want this or why they need this and why they should pay for it. And then, of course, becoming a partner, we can work on all of the customer facing issues, but then certainly start to work on co-marketing together. We're in the process of developing a tiered partner program where we'll have various levels of partnership, and certainly we'd love all of you to become premier partners once we reach certain milestones and start working towards a lot of co-marketing and, more importantly, driving leads back to you, because we frequently see a lot of businesses coming in that maybe need SEO or PPC services, and we'd love to know which of our agency partners are the best ones to drive that traffic to. I'll jump in for a quick product demo now. I'll switch over to the NiceJob platform. So this is sort of the default homepage that you see. Here's where you can see all of your reviews in one place from all of the various platforms. You can see the date. If they've already been published and shared to both your website and or social media, you can start to see the reach that those reviews have had as well. Now this is sort of a good example, but sort of a poor example, in that we have a very unique tool, unique in the marketplace, where we're able to match a customer's review to your CRM information. So here we had, a very poorly added SK for your customer information in the CRM. Not very defined, but if you, use initials in your internal business processes, that's great. We can help you sort of identify who that is. Frequently, we see that customers do use odd, let's call it Google accounts or Facebook accounts to leave reviews on. So if Pink Bunny Slipper 77 is actually your customer John Smith, our system will be able to recognize that and promote that to you as a match. If it's above 90%, we'll go ahead and match that for you so that it reconciles these two. It updates your CRM so that you do know that in the future your customer SK or John Smith is Pink Bunny Slipper 77. In this case, SK is KNS 702. This also frequently happens when couples share email accounts or have different email accounts of themselves. So maybe you dealt with John Smith, but it's actually Eileen Smith leaving you a review based on the IP address, the time of the day that that review came in, and several other factors. We can highlight that to you. If it's below 90%, we'll just provide this little prompt, and all you have to do is click that to reconcile the two accounts. These are some great examples of reviews that have come in with photos. You can go in, you can add some content tags and some location tags to really create some more opportunities for this to be seen on social media platforms, include geotags, content tags. You have your great 5-star review. You can come in and add a great comment, as perhaps a thank you message to this couple for their long-term support, perhaps a congratulations on the business success they've seen, or as I mentioned, maybe addressing some of the challenges you had with that job. That goes live as a social post. You can see it's already getting some reach and some traction, and then you can even turn that into an ad, which we definitely are looking for some agencies to do because it is a strong, compelling offering and can really show to convert a lot of business when you're using an ad like this to bring in new business. And it looks a little bit more formatted like that when I'll show you. Here in your People tab, imports all of your customer information. This can be done via simple CSV import, or if you're already connected to CRM or even some of our other integration partners, which I'll show you in a moment, you can do that as well, and that'll automatically import the customers, and with various rules it will automatically trigger those review requests either on import or at least when you're performing those specific actions in the job. You can also see specifics in terms of invoicing. So if you're paired up with Stripe or QuickBooks, you can see invoices paid, actions taken based on the CRM that you're using, and you can actually see if they've opened or interacted with your review request at any point. So we have the various 4 messages, and you can see which actions they've taken throughout that. I'll show you the first base campaign screen that most of you will see as we're currently beta testing a Campaigns V2, which is very exciting, which will allow you to have a lot more flexibility, and I'll get into that in a second. But at the base, our campaigns always start with a text message, and it can include a photo at the time of the review request or not. Always speak specifically to them and has a great prompt and call to action to get them that review. A new feature as well is we have review.new. So this is a URL that we've purchased from Google. We are a partner of Google, and through that you can just use review.new/your business name and collect reviews from your customers automatically across any different platform, or include that in any of your messaging or even your email signature to make it really easy for them and add additional prompts for them to leave that review. If we hit this customer with the text message at the moment of peak excitement that we call, and that's the moment immediately post-purchase when you're standing in their driveway, when they're in your waiting lobby, when they're signing out, whenever it might be, the sooner you can get that review request text message to the customer after the purchase, the better chances you're going to get of getting a review and a positive one. We see 40 to 60% conversion rates on these. Specifically, when you ask for that, we have a customer that does a great job of actually prefacing this review request text by giving a little spiel. Him and his technician will say, we're a family-run business. We greatly depend on our reviews to help us grow. If you can take 2 minutes, you're going to get a text message here in a second. We'd really appreciate it if you could leave that, spend that time to leave us a quick review. We appreciate your honest feedback no matter what. We strive to do a 5-star job, and we hope we've done that for you today. That has been instrumental in this business seeing, massive numbers. He is now, 16 times more reviews than his local competitor, and he is above 500 reviews overall, which just absolutely puts him top of the list for Google, top of the list for most different platforms. Another fun fact is that Google's local 3-pack, so if I were to search window washing in Orlando, the way that they determine which of those local 3 businesses to show in the Google Map search is 20% based on reviews. They want to see timely reviews, they want to see positive reviews, and they want to see responses to those reviews. And that goes a long way to helping you highlight yourself much more easily and freely in Google. Messages 2 and 3 are very much rich media. You can again add the photo. It's very much a formatted email. Looks very much the same. And then message 4, which actually converts second highest out of all of them, is very much a plain text, as if it's coming from the owner of the company with a very strong call to action on a personal level. And we've seen that work because this happens over the course of 2 weeks. So after this initial text message, over the next 2 weeks, we'll follow up always at the right time of day. So we're never hitting a customer with an email at midnight or 2 a.m. We're going to know what time zone they're in. We're going to know what time of the day is most likely to solicit a response based on the data, based on the industry. And then we'll send that email to them at that point. And we'll typically see 20 to 30% conversion rates on these top middle 2 messages, but this jumps back up to 40% and above because of the strong call to action and because of the spacing of our reviews and our follow-ups. It's really done a great job of that. And with Campaigns V2, we have a new recommendations tool and the ability for you to create multiple campaigns. So if your business offers multiple services, you can have specific messages geared towards that service or that technician or any number of factors, so that when you click in there, you can choose to have a specific campaign for a specific technician with their name included in it. You can have that specific service included in it, so the customer, when they get that review request, they know it's very, very specific to them, to the job they just did for your business. That goes a long way to give them that warm, fuzzy feeling and wanting to reciprocate with a great review. And then furthermore to that, you can choose to have campaigns with a recommendation request or not. So if you get a review response that's below 3 stars, maybe you don't want to ask for a recommendation. But if you do get a great recommendation with 4 or 5 stars and above, you can have this recommendation follow up automatically, so that it asks the customer, would you mind sending me an email, or sending this email to your customers? Would you mind maybe adding the email of your customers or some people in your network, or even just making a simple social post? And that we've started to use that ourselves in Nice Job, and we've already seen customers referring 4, 5, 6 customers on their first request, even though they're a brand new customer of ours. It goes a long way to sort of creating those champions and to building that 20% in your 80-20 rule of 20% people who really love your service, who want to talk about it, and it gives them a very easy avenue to do so. Our insights will be able to show you all of the review requests you've received, how many you've received since joining, the various scores and the various platforms. And then when I get into the review settings here, you can start to see how you can manipulate that. So here are all the list of integration partners that we work with. These all allow you to automate the process of the review requests. QuickBooks is obviously a very popular one, Stripe as well, but for the home service businesses, we have a lot of great partners there, and we'll be looking to expand that. Clio is definitely our first integration on the professional services side, but if you have a customer or if you yourself use a CRM that we're not currently integrated with and that doesn't currently integrate through Zapier, or even if it does, we're always keen to add on new integration partners natively so that we can really build in custom functionality for those businesses to make it work as best as possible for them. The various social media accounts that you can connect to, and you can manage whether or not you want to auto-publish to those sites and the minimum star criteria they have with them. And then, of course, the review sites themselves. These are all the places that you can both automatically ingest reviews from as well as to solicit reviews from. And we have another great function that is unique to us called Optimize, and this will actually recognize what accounts a customer is logged into on their device already. So you always default to Google and Facebook, of course, being the two most powerful. But if you want to make it simple and just remove that extra barrier for a customer to have to log into an account, Optimize will recognize, are they already logged into Google or Facebook? If not, maybe they're logged into Yelp. So they propose Yelp and Facebook as the top 2 options. Either way, it's another just way to remove that login barrier for them so they don't have to take that extra step of logging into a platform before they leave that review. Again, with each of these settings, you can auto-publish with a minimum star criteria to your widgets and website. And then, like I said, with our .new review.new, this will automatically pull up the link for you to see exactly what it looks like for your customers, and to make it super simple for you to add this to truck wraps, to business cards, to any place that you think you want to collect a review on. Makes it super simple. Number 1 and number 2 are always Google and Facebook, and then you can collect other review sites to see others. And you can see here the social proof widget pop up, and it's really amazing because it has the photo, it has the customer story, it creates the compelling story directly on your website. So when a customer clicks that, they're seeing nothing but good stories from recent customers that prove why they should get in touch with you and hit that call to action button. Recommendations, as I said, brand new. This is a widget you can also put on your website or social media to solicit recommendations. And this, I should mention, can include an incentive or not. So you can choose and work with your customers to either through a third-party service offering coupon cards or gift cards, or you can even just offer a discount service to their next visit with you, which is a great way to build that recurring business. Our Engage widget, as you saw, can include reviews and bookings, left or right of the screen showing on mobile. Stories, which can include the photo, the customer story, and the review, or it can be just the photos, or it can be just the reviews with photos, or reviews, no photos, and in a grid or single column style, so you can format that. All of our widgets are simple JavaScript snippets. The trust badge is our third most popular, and that of course showcases your overall review score with the various sites, and if you so choose, 3 recent reviews or not. And then our other widgets are great for landing pages to collect reviews on, to collect leads, potentially at a point of sale terminal. And of course goals, which is something you can use both internally for your employees or externally as sort of a way to gamify the experience of getting your customers involved and helping you reach a specific milestone. And we have seen this work in a lot of ways to get that 20% engaged to help you reach a specific goal for your team, for your business, and it really helps you create that compelling customer story, small business customer story. So you talk about yourself in the way that you would talk about your customers, and that you're working hard to deliver a great service and provide that level of service to them. So that's an overview of the Nice Job platform. I can talk a little bit more about reviews and why they're important, but I'm sure you already know that. It's such an important decision in customers' purchase decision journey. The more times you can hit them with that review at the various stages, the more likely it's going to convince them to get in touch with you. And as we all know, you can't get a sale until you get a lead, and those leads coming in is going to be what drives that business growth. But certainly we've had a lot of our business users and a lot of our agencies see massive growth because they're able to showcase the great work that they do, not through their own marketing messaging, but through their reviews. And as I mentioned earliest, being able to define your own reputation is the new way going forward. You don't want reviews to be something that you passively collect, that passively come in. You want to be proactive in the way you attract reviews by stating what you're going to do for that business, for your customer, have that echo back in your customer reviews, and then turn that into sales materials that really speak for itself and really sell for itself. And with Smith.ai backing up, there's a lot of different ways that you can have Smith.ai automatically follow up, whether that be with a customer who has left a wonderful review and you maybe want to solicit a recommendation from, or whether that's a customer who you've seen gone through the 4 stages of the campaign. You've seen that they've interacted with the text or the emails, but they haven't quite clicked that review button. That's a great trigger for you to understand. Maybe have somebody schedule a follow-up call with that customer to understand, was it a bad experience? Was it the timing? It's a great way for you to collect that feedback. So there's a lot of different ways that they can leverage that. And certainly there's a lot of crossover with Smith.ai in terms of our mutual partners through Clio and some of these other professional services we're attracting, but I'll let Maddie speak to that now.